Hello and welcome to another story with Boo. You're probably wondering why I'm sitting in the woodland with my dressing gown on. No, it's not because I've got up late this morning. It's because Friday is Pyjama Rama Day and I thought I would join in the fun. Now, at bedtime, you don't have to just be reading your children a story. You could be telling them a story too. And if you decide to make up a story to tell your children, the number 3 always appears in stories, and it's certainly going to appear in the story I'm about to tell you. Now, last week I asked you whether you wanted to hear a story from India or you wanted a Bedouin tale. Well, it was the Bedouin tale that won. Now, sometimes when you're having difficulty getting to sleep, people will often say, why don't you try counting sheep? Now, the story I'm about to tell you, they don't have a problem with counting sheep. They've got a problem with the number of camels. And you'll soon find out what the problem is. There was once an old Bedouin man, and he knew that he was coming near to the end of his life. And he called his 3 sons to him. And he told his sons that when he died, how he wanted his beautiful herd of camels to be divided between them. To his eldest son, he said, I would like you to have half of the camels. To his middle son, he said, and I would like you to have 1/3 of my camels. And to his youngest son, he said, and not forgetting you, I would like you to have 1/9 of the camels. And sadly, the old man was right, because a few days later, he did indeed die. After the 3 brothers had observed the correct funeral rites and period of mourning, the eldest son said, I think today is the day that I will take my share of the camels. And so he went out with his brothers and they started counting the camels. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so they continued. 15, 16, 17. There were 17 fine, beautiful camels that he could have half of. And of course, immediately realised that there was a problem, because you can't divide 17 into 2 equal parts. What are you going to do, brother? You can't cut a camel in half, can you? And the eldest brother didn't know what to do, so he did nothing. The following week, the middle brother said, I think it's about time that I will take my share of the camels. I will take my 1/3 that father promised me. And so again, with his brothers, they went out to see the camels, and again they counted them. And again there was still 17 camels. And again he had a problem that you can't divide 17 into 3 equal parts. There would be 2 left over. Well, and you can't cut camels in half, said his brothers. The middle brother didn't know what to do, so he did nothing. And the following week, the younger brother said, today it is my turn to take my share of the camels. I will take the 1/9 of the herd that father promised me. And with his brothers he went out, and there were the 17 camels as before, at which point his 2 eldest brothers just fell around laughing. Brother, you don't stand a chance. There's no way that you could divide this herd into 9 equal parts. And they were right, there wasn't. And because he didn't know what to do, he did nothing either. and so the brothers were at a loss. How could they fulfill their father's dying wishes? They had no idea, because indeed you can't cut a camel in half. And it so happened that a travelling Bedouin came by their camp, a lone man on his own camel. And being Bedouins, they welcomed him and offered him hospitality. And in the evening, as they were sitting around the cooking fire, they told him the predicament they were in and the problem that they had. Now this Bedouin was a wise man, and he sat stroking his chin. I tell you what, I will lend you my camel. The three brothers looked at each other, a little bit puzzled. Tomorrow we will see. I will lend you my camel, and we will then divide the herd, and then when you are done, I shall go on my way. The brothers were a bit confused, but they decided to take the old man's advice. The following morning, when they got up, they took the old man's camel and added it to their father's herd. And now there was no longer 17 camels, there was now 18. And so the oldest brother said, right, I will take my share of the herd now. And he could divide them into 2 equal parts. There were 9 camels. That was his half. And he was very pleased with that. And he said, that is fine, and I will take them, thank you. And then the middle brother said, and I will take my third. And he then found that with 18 camels, he could divide them into 3 equal parts. He could have 6 camels. And that pleased him very much. Thank you, he said. I will take those 6 camels. And then the youngest brother, he said, and I will take my share. I will take my 9th of the flock. And again, with 18 camels, he could do it. He could make 9 even piles. And in each group there were 2 camels. And that pleased him very much. Thank you, he said, I will take them. So the eldest brother had 9, the middle brother had 6, and the youngest brother had 2. And when the brothers added them up, 9 plus 6 plus 2, the answer was 17. And so they could give the old man back his camel, which indeed they did. And the old man continued on his way. And the 3 brothers, being children of the desert, knew why this was the case and fell around laughing. And I wonder if you can work out why that worked too. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.